Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the City Winery here in New York City. As you might know, this episode is very important to me as well as the Pace Report in that this is my 400th episode here on the Pace Report. And over the years, I've interviewed some of the most important icons of the game in jazz, rock, and soul. And tonight, what better way to celebrate this 400th episode is sit down and break bread with the legendary Sam Moore. As you might know, this Rock and Roll Hall of Famer is part of the duo Sam and Dave, and they recorded some iconic soul records, including Wrap It Up, I Thank You, and Soul Man. He's in town for this week in here in New York City for a couple of things. He took part of a tribute to Paul Simon at Carnegie Hall, which featured the likes of Judy Collins, as well as Richard Marx and Auntie Ballas, as well as he's here for a couple of fundraisers, as well as performing selections off his upcoming record. In fact, he has a song that he just recorded called They Killed a King, and it's a tribute to the great Dr. Martin Luther King in commemoration of his assassination and the great life that the man lived for civil rights. We sat down earlier and we talked about what Dr. King meant to the civil rights movement. We also sat down and talked about his origins as a soul icon. We talked about him recording with the legendary Stax Records. We talked about the great songwriting and producing team of David Porter and Isaac Hayes, as well as talk about how he is one of the few that are still existing in this field called soul music and rock and roll. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sam Moore live here on the Pace Report as we celebrate my 400th episode here at the City Winery here on the Pace Report here in New York City. Sam, congratulations on this very, very important commemoration of Dr. King. This song has a lot of symbolism. One, you recorded it back at one of your hometowns of great music, which is Memphis, Tennessee, as well as you go back to some of the most important parts of the civil rights with Dr. King and reflecting in the song.
I do. And I want to thank you first for giving me a chance to set the record straight about Dr. King. And when I was introduced to the song, I first looked at it and I said it'll give me a chance because at the rate, he died, and he said take it to the mountaintop. When he unfortunately got assassinated, I would like to believe that he left it in a position that we would take it much further, taking on up. But guess what? After he died, it dipped. Now it's dipping. You don't have an opinion. You talk about his love for things that you don't even know what you're talking about. You won't do your homework. You got young people don't want to hear you. I was talking about Dr. King the other week, this week actually, and they were like looking at me like, yeah, okay, that hurts. I'm trying to show them, hey, this is Don't be walking down the street in a senior citizen or a lady or man walking down the street and you got a gang and you hit somebody against the head and knock them out just to get on a gang? Or somebody walking in the store and say, well, you want to be initiated into the gang, well, you got to go in that store. Go in there and kill that man that's trying to make a living for his family, and you shoot him. He wasn't about that. He was about executing love, civil right love, justice for the black man, the white man, the Gentile, the Jew. He didn't discriminate against any of it. No, he wasn't Jesus and all that, but he spoke. This was his passion to get these things done. Listen to him. Listen what I'm saying. I'm only paraphrasing him. That's all I do. This is not Sam O's words. These were Doc's words. And he always preached that. When I first came away from Malcolm X and all that stuff and learning stuff, and I came out one time and I said, if they hit me, I'm going to jump on him. If they touch me, I'm going to beat him. And he said this to me, Sam, if you're going to retaliate, if you're going to hit him back because he hit you, then maybe you don't belong with us, because that's not helping the struggle. We are sacrificing our bodies, our soul, and our mind. Yes, you're angry, but you got to cut that anger. No, I don't like to be hit, spat on, kicked, called the N-word all over the... Ain't no time they didn't use the word N-word. They said, he said it, nigga. Okay? He says, but Sam, if you're going to take it upon yourself to want to fight and jump on him, maybe you may not want to address us. And I'm not going to feel bad. It's just that you don't understand. But understand, if you're going to be around or be with us, join us, this is what's going to happen. So what I'm doing, only thing that I'm doing, I'm just paraphrasing him. It taught me a lot, because basically I'm a very impatient man, and I come from a time in life, if you hit me, my mama said, if you hit me, you better protect yourself and fight back. Well, that was not a struggle. That was just reality in those times for me. That's how things were. Love, if that white man says something or that black man says something, well, you know what? I look at it like this. The white man did his share, but it's not all of the white man. It's the black man too, my dear friend. You know, the garbage workers, black. The lady that stabbed him, black. I did a show when Dave and I were together. We did a show in Philadelphia. At the time, the stadium that I did was called the Spectrum. Dave and I was performing there. So his camp found out that we were in town, in the city. So they came back and said, they told Dr. King that Sam and Dave was in. So he said, well, he was going to be speaking. So in order to hold that crowd after Sam and Dave, he was afraid that they might, leave. So he said, is it possible that we could stay and stretch until he got there? Just stretch the song we may have been. He didn't know what it was because he hadn't gotten there yet. To sing a song. So we started singing. So as he arrived, one of the guys in his camp did, he's here. And by the time I turned back to Dave to let him nod to say he's arrived, here comes a bottle up on the stage. Basically, my bass player usually stands in the back, but at this time, he was standing next to me. And I looked up, and I was frozen, and it hit him in the face, blood spattering. And when I looked, I'm like, I'm in shock. And I'm just standing. Now, this was not a white man that did this. This was a black guy. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it, nigga. Oh, come on. And I'm just like, and I heard somebody, Sam. I wasn't going to attack. It's just I was in shock to believe that, come on, man, why? So when I got back, the word was, get him out of there. But whatever you do not retaliate. Do not jump down there and fight, which I wasn't going to do anyway. I was just in shock at the time for somebody to do that, okay? When he spoke in Washington, I'll just show you how he spoke in Washington. I was at a hotel, and I'm sitting there, and we had just finished a show that night, and I wanted to hear him speak. Couldn't go because we had been working, and I remember so well, I turned the TV on, I'm sitting there, and when he got to speak, he wasn't going to speak that long because the audience, the crowd, which was 85 or 95% black, white sprinkled up in there, he got up and he wasn't going to speak long because they didn't want to hear the message. So he was getting ready to walk off. And if you go back and find the tape where he's speaking, you'll hear the voice of a person saying, Martin, tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream, Martin. And he came back. You notice the security state trooper come back. He came back and he stood without tape, without script. And you know who that person was? Mahalia Jackson. Tell him about the dream. When he came to Memphis, and the garbage workers got so angry with him, they didn't want him back. And he had gotten sick, he had a cold, and he left. He went home. And they said, Doc, you gotta come back. They want you. The church. He said, no. I can't take this no more. We'll kill you if you come back. We'll do this to you. Well, I'm still out to lunch. Even as I speak now, because he did come back. I wasn't there, but I was at the hotel. I remember so well the next day, he leaned over the banister. And the reason I did Precious Lord the other night was when he said to Ben Branch, play Precious Lord for me tonight. And I want you to play it well and pretty, like this. Play it pretty nice. And he stood up with it. When he stood there and said he had been to the mountaintop, I'd heard that speech many times. We all used to laugh and said, well, the night Doc is on the roll tonight. He's in the zone tonight. He's gonna get them to listen. They're gonna listen. Well, when he stepped in and he went up to there, man, I like to believe that he knew this was gonna be it. That was gonna be it. Because somebody told me that he had got a call and said, if you show up, we're gonna blow you. He showed up, didn't he? He showed up. And the next day they killed him.
That's an old slamming gang song. You know who they are? Our world. Look at this.
You know, Sam, this song was recorded at Royal Studios. This is the famous studio that Willie Mitchell did all the great high records and Al Green. Going back to Memphis again to record this song, how important was this to soul music as well as American roots music to, one, go back to where the civil rights movement ended pretty much when Dr. King was assassinated?
You know, I am so disappointed. I don't think I should say disappointed, but I'll say it anyway because I can't find another word. As I said to you earlier in this conversation interview, there were times that you could go see a show and hear Al Green and all that stuff. Today, one song, you go to a show, and I've taken my grandchildren, you know, you go to a show, and the guy's up there shaking his booty and all that. And then the next thing you know, he's got a sheet, blanket on the floor, mattress on the floor. And he got a little girl, pulls a little girl up on the stage. She couldn't be no more than, 14 or 15 years old. What that says about her mother and her parents. She's up on the stage, and he's lying on top of her. He's grinding this. There are good little singers out here. There are good singers. There are good but they just don't. They're not going to do my kind of music on my. We're not coming back. No, because see, we sing to and for the people. To and for the people. We do shows, we break it down, we sweat, we sing, we cry, we bring our hearts into it, and we invite you in to join us. The kids that's doing it now, first of all, when they come into a set, you don't look at them. No, you don't interview them until so and and in the back, you have to wait, you know, and they can give you maybe a second. The money is too big. See, when Arm & Hammer, I'm just calling a name, I don't mean, you know, I'm not singling out anyone. Arm & Hammer is sponsoring so-and-so, sponsoring so-and-so. And here that artist is, when you got talent, you don't need to put all that stuff on. You don't need to see, I saw, the first time I saw, as they call it, that booty thing, you know, tricking or tracking or whatever. I saw that many years ago when I was down in New Orleans. First time I ever saw it. Yeah, you know, with shaking the butt. I saw that down in, started there. Now, you got women now deliberately going to doctors to make their butts bigger so they can. Well, okay, fine, hey. But I'm an entertainer, and I do what I do. So what do? I go to Europe, where I'm appreciated, and no, I don't make the money you make, and I don't look for that. But I do look to sing and perform for you. Maybe not as much, but you know what? They appreciate what I do, and they like what I do, and I try to give my whole. When I go out there, I try to give it all I can and leave it right up on that stage, you know. No, I don't, I'm not going to sing with, I'll never sing with these kids around here because 7 or 8 year old man ain't got no enough to talking about sleeping with a 12-year-old girl. No. Or where you at, baby, where I can play with your butt. No, I'm not going to do that. But what got me there, I'm going to stick to it. And I've been doing Soul Man for over 30 years now, so yeah, I get tired. But that's what my audience and my fans want. And I try to sing it as hard as I can for them and have a good time. But no, I'm not going to be doing stadiums. I'm not going to be wearing ridiculous outfits. I'm not going to be showing my junk, and dancing and doing my. No, I'm not going to be doing that now. I look kind of stupid, like an ignorant ass Ramus. Now that's what you call niggerish. Now I'm sorry, but I just got this. I'm gonna say it. That's it, And oh my God, rap people, that's their thing. That's their thing, and there's nothing wrong with that because all of it's. I don't call it music, but that's what the young folk like. That's what they pay their little. They pay their little money to come see and to express. And some of those lyrics in the rapping is good. Good. You're hearing the hurt. You're hearing the disappointing. But I wish they would, if they're gonna rap to understand Dr. King, Malcolm X, okay? Marcus Garvey, okay? Try to do that. I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Learn about these people. Learn about, Biko, Nelson. Learn about these people. That's what you learn about. A man that stayed in 27 years and died with a lung infection. Right, seeing his feet, his ankles in a hole, and because of his belief into the world. He also suffered. Learn what he suffered for. Understand what he suffered for. And stop talking about you're African American. Wait a minute. If you're African American, then you wouldn't be doing the things you're doing.
Sam, something that's very important about you, Sam and Dave, and Stax Records. Mm-hmm. The whole thing that was very, very taboo about Stax was that it was a very integrated record label.
Yeah.
Booker T and the MGs was an integrated rhythm band.
Yes.
Isaac Hayes and David Porter wrote Soul Man. It was proud to be black.
Yeah, they were proud. You hear the word proud. Not African American proud. Proud. Black boys. When I went down there the first time and I saw what I saw Duck, I saw Steve, I saw Wayne. They were white. And I'm going, what the hell? And they got in there, I said, ain't no way in the world they can give a sound what Isaac is putting down and what he's arranging. Ain't no way in the world these white boys can do it. Now today they call it the Memphis sound. But the Memphis sound actually was Isaac. But they played with Isaac, and I'm telling you, I knew because I'm standing there. They played with Isaac. Can you give me so and so and so? Can you give me so and so and so and so? Play me this. These are white boys involved. Black men leading them. Proud to do this. And you know what? That was so much love. Duck and I were buddies. That was my boy. He loved and I loved him. And we'd get up sometime and he'd be playing and I look back at him and boy, he would be kicking me in the butt, laughing. On the stage in Winery, look what you had up on stage. Mixture. And I was believed in that. I'm proud to be a black man. I'm proud to be a man of color. I'm proud that a black man can stand before the white man, the blind man, the broke man, the Jew, the Gentile, and they see me today and say, Sam, man, I've always appreciated your work. I'm a black man, I ain't saying this too. I have sung with not every, but 75% of every white entertainer in the country. They respect my work. No, we don't socialize, but we socialize on stage. Bruce, okay, Sting, And I love these guys. And they called and said, Don Henley. Okay, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm going to Madison Square Garden to sing with an Italian singer, Zucchero, and Sting. Stinging out, you know. Oh, man. Can you imagine I'm representing what I represent? When they look at me, ain't no more than hollering around like, I am today.
You know, that's very important that you say that, because I interviewed Bobby Womack, and I asked him about the art of how church and soul music have always been together back and back. And one of the things that I identify Sam and Dave with is, one, a funky good time, but also love. You guys were singing songs about love and romance.
Yeah. We sang about, listen, let's understand something. I'm saying all this today. We were not choir boys. We messed up as much as these kids are doing today. But the only difference is, when we did it, nobody publicized it. Nobody got in and said, yeah, Sam and Dave was high. And we did, But when we got high and messed up, they closed the doors on us. We were chastised. We didn't know. The agency did not hire us because we were Ray Charles, Miles Davis, Sam and Dave, Monk, all this stuff. They didn't hire us. Today, well, yeah. They were in the club, and guess what? They had this soda and this cough syrup, and they were nodding, and oh man. And the people are going to come to see them. You beat a white girl up today, black man, and they publicized it. Back in my time, he was hung the same night. They took him out someplace, and you hear on the radio at that time. It was on the radio. So and so was found with 2 ropes and hanging at a hanging tree. They hung this boy for you. They hung him in my day for just looking at a white girl. And today you beat her up. You punching her eyes, swole all out there, and you say, well, yeah, you got babies and you got all this stuff going. That's not Dr. King. That wasn't happening. He knew this. He died so we could do this. Tell me, he died for this. I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. You disrespect women. You cursing out everybody. You got your hand around this girl, this woman, and she's walking there with her man is living on everything he says because this is the way it is. She's a freak, and I want my freak, and she... Huh? I don't know, my buddy. I don't know.
That'll do it again for this very special edition, my 400th edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at the City Winery here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank the talented, multi-Grammy-Award winning and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sam Moore for his time, as well as the staff and management here at the City Winery for their warm hospitality. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Till next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
Oh.